Thousands of Halo players are currently trapped in small, claustrophobic hallways. Infected aliens stumble and seek out surviving players, becoming faster and more aggressive as waves are put down. The lights and sounds of strange soda machines fill the corridors. Weapons are mounted on the walls with price tags next to them, and a mysterious box beckons players with promises of new, more powerful weaponry. A corrupted Halo Reach multiplayer map, a snowy encampment on a Halo ring, a lone bunker in a foggy, abandoned airfield, and a secret Oni laboratory. If this all sounds familiar, it should. It's very similar to Call of Duty's classic Zombies mode. You earn points by killing zombies. You spend those points on weapons, perks, pack-a-punch, or the mystery box. Zombies drop power-ups occasionally upon death, like a nuke that kills all enemies and grants 400 points, double points, which gives you, well, double points, insta-kill, which lets you instantly kill enemies, and so on. When players are killed by the zombie horde, you can revive them at this creepy-looking respawn station, but all their perks and weapons will be lost. Thankfully, players can help each other get back in the fight quickly by using a special wall buy that sends your points to other players who might need them. This mode is called Survive the Undead, and the goal is to survive for as long as you can. Sometimes it's just for a few waves. Other times, the rounds can get into the 20s or 30s, and the thing is, the longer the mode goes on, the faster and more deadly the enemies get. In order to survive, the Pack-a-Punch machine is your best friend in the high waves. By forking over just 2,500 points, Pack-a-Punch will fuse the weapon in your hand with the properties of another gun. As an example, one of my favorite weapons for high round play is the Sentinel Beam, Pack-a-Punched to fire plasma pistol shots. It turns the Sentinel Beam into a plasma minigun, and it helps shred through armor and shields when a bunch of banished zombies are grouped up in a hallway. The weapon most people aim for, though, is what the Call of Duty community would call the Wunderwaffe. What you want to do is go to the mystery box, which spits out a random weapon each time you open it, get yourself a heat wave, and then pack-a-punch that thing until you get the properties of a shock rifle. When this special heat wave impacts a target, it electrocutes them, which will then chain to other targets as well. In the early rounds, it's fun to goof off with whatever you like, but eventually, enemies like chieftains, Escharum, and so on make it really difficult, and then the Wonder Weapon heat wave is a necessity since it can stop them dead in their tracks for a few seconds by stunning them, which gives you enough time to stay ahead of the horde that's giving chase. And that horde, what's up with them? Why are the banished acting like zombies, just flinging themselves in waves at the survivors? Well, because the game mode wouldn't exist if they didn't. But the other answer is that there is indeed a backstory for the mode that only the developers know. They wanted to make a whole machinima series and really dive into the lore of the mode, but due to time constraints, they couldn't. And then they realized that might be for the best, since keeping things cryptic is very much in the spirit of classic COD zombies. The story is in the maps. The pieces can be put together, and if you're curious, the reason for the mode can be discovered. So, okay, it's COD Zombies in Halo, but why are so many people playing it? Well, do you remember a video I did about the Thunder Bowl game mode? The reward for reaching max rank in Halo Infinite is the Chief's Campaign Armor and Coating. It's an insanely cool reward and quite a grind to get there. Some like grinding Infection or Firefight for XP, but Survive the Undead gives out XP like it's candy. Last Halloween, this mode was temporarily available, and I jumped through, 7 or 8 ranks in just a few days by playing this nonstop. The developers eventually pulled it from matchmaking and said it would return, which it did, and now that it's here, the grind is back on. If you're trying to reach max rank in Halo Infinite before the next Halo whatever comes out, this is just a fun mode to grind. Hell, if you're itching for a difficult wave defense mode and the modern Call of Duty zombies just isn't doing it for you, give this a try. But here's where I must rally the community together about something. This mode is a great way to get XP if you're making it to the high rounds, but when you do go down in a high round, it's hard to kind of get back into the fight due to the aggression of the enemies. Players can get caught in a loop of dying, respawning with nothing and no points to get themselves upgraded, which then leads to more dying and respawning. The HUD itself can also make it hard to figure out the status of other players and how many points they have. So what I'd say is make use of the in-game scoreboard, which shows if anybody is dead and how many points they have. Constantly check to see if anyone needs a revive, and start turning those little cooperative things you can do into muscle memory. Don't drag a doomed team into the high rounds just so that you can selfishly end the game with a ton of XP. Keep everyone stocked up on points if you have some to spare. Help defend them as they get themselves back up on their feet. And by the way, if you want to ask for a revive because players haven't noticed that you're dead and you don't want to seem annoying, just type in the chat, "Revive me, I have a ray gun." So going back to that video that I made about Thunderbolt, if you didn't watch it by the way, you should. It's a good video. But a lot of comments in that video complained that the XP grind is evidence of just modern gaming being in decline. And I want to address that because the XP grind in Halo is not new. In the distant past, Halo 4 was on the horizon, and the Halo community discovered that in Halo Reach, Griffball was a mode that gave the most amount of XP in the least amount of time if you farmed it. I remember the way Griffball went from being its usual self to this XP farm, where farmers trapped the enemy team in a spawn lock and ran the clock down, not scoring and just killing the enemy team over and over and over again. It's sorta interesting when a game's time in the spotlight is at its end, and the community kinda comes together to learn ways of boosting to the highest rank before the sequel drops. I'm not saying Reach's Griffball farm was actually very cool and good. Spawn trapping for XP sucks, and hell, Halo 5's Warzone XP farming might have been even worse since that mode involved more players being spawn trapped, maximizing the suffering. In Halo Infinite though, the XP farms have become more refined and classy. The healthy variety of low stakes or PvE modes have created opportunities to XP farm that involve just playing the mode well, rather than breaking it at the cost of the enemy team's enjoyment. Halo Infinite is entering its twilight period. The grind to max rank is sort of a community ritual at this point, and it's nice that, for this game at least, it can be done by driving around a giant Thunderbolt, or killing hordes of enemy AI who don't complain, because they don't have souls. Survive the Undead is apparently here for the long haul now, and that means there's plenty of time to hop on and get the Master Chief armor, or even just play something that kind of feels like the good old days of zombies. So, I'll see you guys in matchmaking, and if you see me in matchmaking, let me know your progress to max rank. Share strats to each other. Let other players know what the best guns are or the best places to hold out. Lift each other up. We're all in this together. And share the video around if you want to educate people. I'm proud of you all for helping with the Thunderbolt video. So I'll see you guys online. Do it for my Shih Tzu. Do it for Pumpkin. It makes him happy. And I'll see you guys online.